Hi, Eurovision fans, and welcome to this year's Melodi Grand Prix interview series. My name is Tetiana, and today I've joined the storm basically, and we're here
Hell
with
yeah, what's up?
yeah, we're here with Storm, the contender for this year's Melodi Grand Prix Norway selection for Eurovision. Well, actually, let's talk about Lullaby and your music overall. How did you decide to go to Melody Grand Prix and Eurovision given the genre you are creating in?
Oh, so actually, I got like this was like MG Melody Grand Prix was never in my plans before. If you asked me like 2 years ago, I wouldn't even think about it. It wasn't in my thoughts. But then I got the call from, the boss in this game. He's called Tadje. He's the guy who is, yeah, he's the boss of MGP right now. And he called me and he said like, I want the metal and rock spot to be yours in next year's Grand Prix. And I was like, shit. And I thought a little bit about it, and I was like, this is such a big opportunity to show my different kind of music to a big crowd in Norway because it's definitely not mainstream here in Norway. So yeah, such a cool opportunity, and it's been a genre I've been doing all my life, so it feels natural.
Yeah, and I would like to also add another fact to the nature of your representation of your music. We know, and Eurovision fans know, that you are a nephew of Ginhild Sundli, got as
Yeah.
representative at Eurovision 2024, and their song was successful and loved by millions, like listeners, and
Mhm.
they are also doing very, very hard sounding music. So it's probably in your
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, like I grew up in their tour bus, and I've been a fan of Magnus, the guitarist, since I was like since I could talk. I thought it was so cool on stage. But they do kind of the folk rock thing, like the Norwegian folk music, and that was on my father's side, and on my mother's side it was like flamenco music, like Spanish music. But I felt like I kind of found my own thing when I found the metal genre, because neither my dad, my aunt, or my mother listened to that kind of music. I felt like it was my own thing, and none of my friends either listened to it. So yeah, but I definitely got a lot of influence from the guitarist Magnus. He's a big idol for me.
Okay, thank you so much. What other metal bands inspire you? Because we
Oh
definitely hear a lot of different, like
yeah,
Storm of Johnson, your debut album, and there is a clear influence that we can hear in that.
yeah,
Can you share that, please?
man. I take like inspirations from so many different artists, like everything from heavy metal bands to like Billie Eilish and Post Malone. But I think my main ones gotta that's hard. I listen to so much different music, but like Youngblood, I think a lot of inspiration from it. I think it's cool, but not like very much musically. Maybe more bands like Falling in Reverse or Bring Me the Horizon, like that. Those kind of metal. Yeah, you like them. They're
Yeah, I am
sick,
a
and
huge metalhead from since
yeah,
early child, just like you, probably.
yeah, I love that. And what I think is so cool about those bands compared to other metal bands is that they're not afraid of doing whatever they want. Falling in Verse just started rapping and it worked. And Bring Me the Horizon, they released like an EDM album in like 2019 that was like had songs that were like 24 minutes and stuff. And I think it's so cool that they don't uh, I feel like they're just doing what they want to do. They make the music they want to make, and that's kind of how I want to make music as well. So they're big inspirations, 100%.
Thank you. And let's talk about the Lullaby, your entry for this year's competition. How did you pick a sound and idea for that? Is there a backstory you can share?
Oh, that was hard. That was maybe one of the harder processes I've had like a musician, because uh, like if you listen to my debut album, there's so many different genres, so many different things. I want to do everything because I like some. many different kinds of music. So when I was about to join this, like I got the call before we even had the song, and I was like, I want to show as many parts of me as a musician as possible without it being too much, or feeling weird. So I think we made like 12 or 13 songs for this. And yeah, it was crazy. And it was like a week where we were supposed to be done with the song. It was supposed to be done for September 1st or something. And at September 1st, we were like sitting in the studio, we were tired, we'd been working a lot, and we were like, shit, we ain't got one song done. We only got like 13 different demos, 13 ideas. What are we supposed to do? And I had to like think about it a little bit. But Lullaby was the first. Actually, Lullaby is a like 3-4 year old demo. It's super old. And when I got the call from Tade, it was the first thing I thought about. That was the song. I was like, oh shit, we already got the song. This fits perfectly. But I wanted to write more just to see what else we could do. But we listened to all the songs and we're like, fuck, the first one was the best one. This one, like that was the one who were meant for this. So we worked a little bit more on it, and I'm really happy with the result of the song. And yeah, the song is about when something gets stuck in your head and you can't get rid of it. It has a hold of you, and it can be anything. It can be someone, or it can be something. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, you're competing on the same stage with Alexander Bach and Hedda May. Um, have you met any of them? How does it feel to compete with and together with such big names and successful musicians?
Yeah, it's very cool. I think it's very cool. Like such a nice group of people, they're yeah, I've had like 2 days with them, but that was super cool. And all the guys are so friendly. We're from like so many different perspectives of music, and I think that's very cool. I think they've done a good job in getting a lot of different artists mixed together, and yeah, there are some big names. I think the biggest name is probably Emma. She's like so huge. I've been like getting, MGP content on my For You lately on TikTok, and it's like Emma is like everywhere. It's crazy. But also, with Ebach, it's so many great names. So very cool to be competing against these guys, but also nice to just get to know them. Maybe I'll work with some of them later.
Yeah, it could sound great with your metal sound and Alexander Bach's violin. They work like a house on fire usually.
Oh yeah, let's do it. My dad,
Nice.
my dad plays violin as well, so he would probably like that.
Wow, you know how to write the song, definitely. Also, of course, your performance at live show will be memorable. You have been performing for a while with your band. Is there any memorable performance that you keep recalling that brought you a lot of joy? Tell us about it.
Oh, there's so many to be honest. Like Tons of Rock when I was the youngest to play there. Download at England.
Wow.
But I think yeah, those were crazy. But I think actually the best festival I've ever played that was so random because it was a festival far up in the north in Norway. It's not like a super big. It's called Tetiana Festival, and it's like far up in the north. And I didn't have like high expectations. I was like, I don't think nobody there is know who I am. But it was wild, and everyone was like singing along with the song, jumping. It was such a good vibe, and it's so beautiful up there in the north. It's like up in the mountains. So that was like a super memorable experience.
Oh, thank you. And also a couple of short questions. You have to pick one.
All right, let's do it.
If you choose to, would you perform with fire on stage or thunderstorm?
Whoa, hey, 100% thunderstorm. If that were possible to get like lightning and stuff, holy shit! Now you're giving me ideas.
Yeah, next one. Of course, a lot of musicians are wearing makeup on stage. So, would you style and make up yourself, your band yourself, or let your band do your makeup?
100% me. Because I'm the one doing it. We at some concert we've been using some makeup on our eyes and stuff, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I have to like get in their eyes, and they're like, stop, man. So me all the way, and that's not because I'm cocky. That's just because they suck at painting with makeup.
All right, perform live or perform live vocals with playback?
Oh, live all the way. I think, but that's a hard like because we use backtracks and all that stuff, but like only with tracks that wouldn't be fun, because then the whole point is gone. And I would like one day to like play live with no tracks just to try it out and no clicks, just everything raw because I feel like that's when the band members really have to connect with each other. I think that's cool.
All right, pre-last one. Announce a mosh pit or take part in mosh pit?
Whoa. Oh, nah. I gotta say, and now like making a mosh pit because I do like to be in a mosh pit, but one time I fell pretty damn hard. And after that, I've always been a little bit like a little bit afraid of getting into the ground.
All right, so hoping for better mosh pits for the future. And last one.
Yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon or Lord of the Lost?
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know the last band.
The Eurovision participants of Germany. I think it was also 2024. Lord of the
Oh yeah,
Lost.
I think I see them on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I gotta say, Bring the Horizon because they're like, they're they're just what can I say, man? All the albums are just 10 out of 10. I love that band.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Also, if you, well, you are inviting a lot of new listeners to get familiar with your album, pick one song which you would recommend to start with in terms of getting
Oh,
familiar with your music.
oh, that's a fun one. If I had to pick one song, they're also different. That's the thing. Um, I would probably say, like, if I had to pick one song, I would pick the last song. It's called Fever Dreams. It's a 6 minute long song with a collab with a rapper called Snack the Ripper. And the reason I would pick that one is because I really had no limits making that song. That was one of those songs where I was like, I want to put everything I can do, every genre, every skill I have into one song, and that's the result. So it's not like a radio hit or something, but it's a fun song that I'm really proud of.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's a good recommendation to get familiar with your
Yeah,
creativity
yeah.
all at once. And lastly, what would you say to Eurovision fans who are going to watch you perform? How can they support you in the competition?
Like the easiest thing and the most important thing, or not the most important thing, but the easiest thing is just vote for Storm when MGP is. I think you can do that outside of Norway as well this time, but the most important thing is join the Storm. Like come into this community. It's a chaos. We always bring chaos, and that's the that's that's what I love about it. This thing, there's no rules, there's no boundaries. It's just fun, chaos, and people being themselves. So come at a concert. I think people would like that.
Thank you so much. And I'm hoping for everything good for you at Melody Grand Prix.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for your time today. We had a lovely chat. Bye bye.
Hell yeah! Now I gotta go back to school.
Oh, have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. All right, see you later. Have a nice
Bye.
one.